Hey everybody out there in YouTube land, Jake and the OneManBand is back again with another RWBY episodic review. I'm very excited. You wanna know why? Because this episode had a lot to talk about. Let's get on with it, shall we? Alright, so in the beginning of the episode we have Ozpin, Glenda Goodwitch, and Ironwood all talking about what happened with Cinder infiltrating the transient tower the previous night. Now, by the way they were speaking, it sounds like they knew that there was some kind of threat out there, which is also backed up by the whole fact that Ozpin got the message at the end of Volume 1, Queen has pawns, stuff like that. And it also got me thinking, maybe the, what Cinder was doing at the transient tower, she may have been uploading a virus, yes. And maybe she may have been sending out, I'm using my words, a command to all her cronies and hideouts all around the world, like now is the time to strike or something. But then again, maybe you got you know, hacking into Elysium Nights, my theory, is one of your guys' theory, sending out sonic waves to summon grim creatures. I mean, it can honestly be anything, but I think I talked way too much about that whole thing in some of my previous videos, so let's move on. And then when RWBY comes in, they ask her to explain kind of what happened, and then RWBY says that she used glass weapons, not dust. That was a bad on my part. If any of you guys saw that beforehand, then kudos to you. Which would make more sense because she's based off Cinderella and she has glass slippers, and why did I not see this sooner? I'm such an idiot! Pardon me, I'm sorry for that. But anyway, glass weapons make a lot of sense because she's based off Cinderella and the whole glass slippers thing. And also, RWBY stated that that's probably not her semblance. Which begs the question, what is her semblance? And then, how is she able to conjure glass weapons pretty much out of nothingness? Or maybe her glass slippers can transmogrify into her weapons. Or I don't know, something along those lines. Just theories, throwing theories out. So for you guys to think about, and then to throw back in my face later. And also, RWBY kind of drops the knowledge that, oh, there may be something going on in the southeast, kind of letting the adults know what Team RWBY knows about the bad guys' plans. And Ironwood, he wants to take direct action. He doesn't want to tiptoe around it and, you know, be cautious about what might happen. He just wants to go smash and destroy. While Ozpin, he is being the more cautious one. Like he said, he wants to send in scouts first. They want to figure out what's going on and then address it. Because, once again, this is during the Vinyl Festival. What would that say to the citizens of Vale when there's big military troop movements going on just outside the kingdom? It wouldn't fare well with the citizens and the whole idea of this being a peaceful gathering and celebration. Alright, next big thing to talk about. Team RWBY gets a new member, Zwei the dog. Oh, that dog's so freaking cute. And it was sent through mail. I mean, they are very good at packing. It's just anime humor. They stuff a living thing with a bunch of things into a really small compartment. And Blake does not like Zwei the dog at all due to the fact that she is a cat faunus. I liked it how there was a whole segment where she was perched up on RWBY's bed, actually, kind of staying away from the dog while the dog was looking up at her. And I very much liked it how Weiss took a liking to Zwei and is all like, oh, cutesy, cuddly with it. Because that kind of goes back to her inspiration, Snow White. How Snow White was always a a friend to animals, and animals loved her, she loved animals, stuff like that. And during this whole segment, we learn about Yang and RWBY's father. In the letter, it's stated that their father is named Tai Yang. Now, what exactly that means, I'm not sure. I'm gonna probably research it a little. But he states in his letter that he's leaving the island for a while. Now, is that corresponding with some actions that Ozpin is taking, or is it just complete coincidence? We're not sure. And maybe he's traveling with Crow to once again do a mission for Ozpin, or just going off to do who knows what. Alrighty, on this day is the day that the first year students, they get to go on actual missions. And so there's a big ceremony where Ozpin gives a speech about how 80 years ago, the biggest war that was ever fought ended on the same exact day as they were holding this festival. And it was a war against, you know, oppression of individuality, stuff like that. And people started naming their children off of color, which kind of shows you why they're named after color. I just found that really interesting. But something I really want to know is, was that war the Faunus War or some other war? I believe that it is the same war that Jean said his great-great-grandfather... No, wait, was it his great-great or just his great? Anyway, one of Jean's ancestors fought in, and he used the weapons that Jean uses now, because they're a hand-me-down. And I believe maybe that this may be the topic for the next World of Remnant video. We'll just have to wait and see. And then, when Team RWBY is choosing their mission, they want to go to the Southwest, but they can't because they're only first-year students. Once again, we see a very Hogwarts Dumbledore move by Ozpin by bending the rules for his favorite team. And so, they're going to be going to the Southeast. But, something that was stated, Ozpin said something about robots and rose petals in a dance nightclub? Now, is that a reference to just some random thing that's never going to come into fruition? Or it just sounds so fanficky. It sounds fanficky. If it is a fanfic, I would like to know about this, but if it ain't, I'd like to see it anyway. But yeah, I just found that kind of funny. And then the biggest thing about the episode, Coffee, Team Coffee has come into the show. Thank you, Lord. Okay, they were returning from their mission that took longer than they expected. So, as they're coming up, Team RWBY goes over to Velvet and talks to her. Now, this shows that during the span of their start at Beacon to now, Team RWBY has made friends with Velvet because they wouldn't just walk up to some random person and be like, "Oh, how are you? You resent me?" But no, this shows that they are actually friends with Velvet. This probably happened after they realized that she was being picked on by Cardin, and just to give her support in that kind of sense, emotional support because she was being bullied. I hate Cardin's guts. But some more key things that I saw in that whole conversation. First off, she said that she had Yasuhishi there to look after her. Pretty much concrete confirming my theory and Sleeper Ripture's theory that Yatsuhishi is the big brother figure to Velvet. Or at least maybe a love interest. I don't know. But that pretty much states that he is her protector. He is her teammate. He cares about her deeply. And she cares about him deeply. Because she didn't say, "Oh, it was Coco and Fox and Yatsuhishi that all had my back." No, she specifically said Yatsuhishi. So obviously, there's something going on there. Either a big brother scenario, love scenario, something or other. I don't know. Take that as you may, and work with it. Also, she states that the reason that they were late is because there was so many. So many what? So many grim creatures? So many cupcakes to eat? You're being so vague, Velvet. Why? You're being a vague Velvet. But anyway, with that stated, it kind of gives us an idea that that is why they were delayed for so long, is because there were so many of something. And then Velvet refers to Team RWBY as first years. She says, oh, you're just first year, so you're going to be going with an actual huntsman. Now, does this mean that Team Coffee are second year students? As I made a theory about before? Or was she just making a generic third person, we're all third students, you're third student, so you're, not third student, we're all first year students, you're first year students with us being Team Coffee, so you'll have help by a chief huntsman. Who knows? I personally believe that they are actually second year students, and that is why they weren't around so much during the Vinyl Festival, this thing going on. Alright, so before I move on from Coffee, first off, I'd like to know what they were doing on this mission. Like, side show, a side series that the RWBY guys are going to be doing, or fanfic. I don't know. I just want to, come on, I want some explanation, please. And I would like to see Team Coffee in the following episodes that are going to be coming out. And last, but definitely not least, we figure out what huntsman is going to be going with the, with Team RWBY into the wilds. They'll be shadowing him. Now, as they were saying this, I was all like, oh, let it be Crow. Let it be Crow. I want it to be Crow. But no, they get someone even better. They get Oobleck. The mysterious Oobleck, whom we don't even know what his weapon is. All we know is that he's the eccentric history teacher. He's very energetic and has probably an addiction to caffeine. But with them going into the wild with Professor Oobleck, we might be able to figure out what his weapon is. Now, since Ozpin was kind of planning, I'm going to make sure Team RWBY goes into the Southeast area and do all this stuff. This probably, if that is the case, then that kind of puts Oobleck into the role of he is a scouting man. He is a huntsman who is an expert at scouting. So we can kind of discern what his weapon, what his abilities might be from that. But once again, it's being a little too vague at the moment. But I did like his choice of adventure dress. He has the whole safari helmet going on. They're called something specific, but I can't remember. He has a trench coat and then a big old backpack with a duffel on the back. So, we have like 4 episodes left because back at RTX, Monty said that there would be 12 episodes that are at least 12 minutes long, plus the World of Remnant videos. The next World of Remnant video is going to be coming out after the 10th episode. So essentially we got like 5 episodes left, something along those lines. So we got that to look forward to, lots of cool things gonna be happening. Hopefully Team Coffee gets a little bit more screen time and we figure out what the bad guys are doing. But until then, this has been Jake of the OneManBand. Like and favorite if you've enjoyed, subscribe, of course. Share this with all your friends, all your RWBY-loving friends, all your non-RWBY-loving friends. Share them with all the people of the world. And I will see you guys next time I'm out there in YouTube land. Be a nice person, tip your waitresses. Yeah!